Welcome back to the 2024 SEMA show. I'm here joined with Dave from QA1. Dave, it's a pleasure. I think I've only met you maybe once or twice before this.
That's right, a couple times.
Can you go ahead and let me know what you're all about?
Yeah, absolutely. So QA1, we're a manufacturer of suspension, right? So if you got a classic muscle car, classic truck, we have shocks, we have full vehicle solutions, we even have chassis that will work for you.
So what is this guy right here behind you?
Yeah, so this is a new product we're bringing here to SEMA. Really excited to release this. This is a complete solution for your third gen F-Body. So for your third gen F-Body fans out there, one thing that you know is there's very few options out there that is a complete front to back kit. And when we went to develop this kit, we really started to understand why that was. With the third gen platform, you have several different transmissions those cars could have come with, different rear end options those cars could have come with. And it becomes really challenging when you're starting to build a full vehicle solution. You're piecing things together from either different companies or just different pieces that you can find, and compatibility and ultimately performance becomes an issue. Starting here at the front, we have a brand new tubular crossmember. You shave a ton of weight off the front end, which is awesome. Comes with our QA1 struts, fully adjustable right on the strut towers. So all you gotta do is turn that knob once you pop your hood. Super easy. You have all of your adjustment then for ride height on this model with these really cool spring sliders down here. That does all of your adjustment, and we made it a spring slider where it's mounted more inboard versus do a coilover out at the strut, because you put a coilover, the spring on the strut, what happens is the diameter gets really large and you can't put a decent sized tire back on that car. In this instance where you want to run a wide wheel and tire, or you just want more negative camber, you can't do that with a big giant spring on there. It's just the nature of the platform. Working our way back, we have tubular frame braces, subframe connectors all the way through. We have a torque arm style rear suspension, which is really trick. And this system becomes powder coated, ready to go for you, bolts right in. The torque arm is really unique as well because we took the mount off of the transmission itself and we built it right into the cross member. So for your high horsepower guys looking to go drag racing with it, you're not going to be breaking the tail shaft off your transmission. We took care of that. It's super strong. It's got a drive shaft safety loop in there. You're ready to go. So super awesome.
This is for what generation F-Body?
So it'll be your 82 to 92 F-Body. So your Camaros, Trans Ams, Firebirds, things like that. Super nice package. You can find these on our website, QA1.net. And the reception here at the show on them has just been fantastic.
Yeah, are you planning to expand this out to other models in the future?
Yeah, that's something that we're continually doing product development, whether it be with newer vehicles or sometimes we revisit older vehicles too. A perfect example, if we head over here, something that we came out with here for the show is, we went back and revisited the first gen and second gen platforms. So instead of always going north in your range, we said, hey, let's go backwards and let's take a look at something here. So what you see right here is the perfect solution to get rid of the leaf springs in the back of your car and upgrade that rear end to a 9-inch. So one of the things that we did is we went and thought about this again, similar to the third gen suspension, said, how can we answer all the confusing questions that people are often faced with when they're doing an upgrade on their vehicle? If you're going to do the 4-link is going to be unique to a 10 and 12 bolt. Well, if you want to upgrade to a 9-inch, now you got to cut and weld different brackets on it, right? It becomes challenging. If I'm going to do a 9-inch, what length do I need? What do I need to do for axles? There's just a variety of questions that start to present themselves. Well, what if I told you we answered all these questions for you and we built a 4-link for it with the 9-inch, so it's super strong, performs really well, comes with QA1 coilovers, so you get that ride height adjustability, that great tuning performance you need so that you can make the car handle or ride better. And we put the right axles in there, the correct length, ready to go, so there's no questions that you need to answer when you're looking to do that for your car.
I'm a little scatterbrained, so what was this designed for?
This is for our first and second gen F-Body platform.
Okay.
We also have X-Body as well, so for your Nova guys, we got you covered there. And we have standard width housings, right? If you want to put a factory wheel and tire combo on there. But also, if you want to go to a more narrowed option, we have a narrow option as well. And then with like a DSC style mini tub or something like that, then you can run like a 335 on the back of these cars. So get that killer, more aggressive stance.
All right, so that was super interesting. You have something similar right here to the left. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, let's do that. So let's check out the Speedtech Performance Chassis, and who better to talk about it than Cameron. Let's go grab him.
Okay. All right, so we just jumped over to Mr. Cameron. Cameron, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good, good. So
Good.
what do you do here?
So I do our marketing with Speedtech Performance. We have two different brands, QA1, which Cass just kind of went over some things with you, and then Speedtech.
And then what do you have here behind you?
I've got hopes and dreams behind me. That's what I have.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It almost looks like a Corvette.
What this is actually, specifically, it's our extreme chassis with independent rear suspension, specifically for a 68 to 72 A-body. However, we do make about 25 different makes, models, or generations. What does extreme mean? A lot of people ask.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, extreme basically talks about the front suspension.
Okay.
So what we did is we kind of took a white page approach with our engineering team, and we designed something from scratch I mean, it's right in our name, Speedtech Performance. We're a performance-based company, and so these are performance-based applications here. And so we wanted to achieve the widest front tire we could with the biggest steering angle. So as you can see here, this is a 315 wide tire, which a factory Chevelle back in the 60s and 70s only had about a 6-inch wide tire.
Right.
So we're double the width basically, and we have a higher, tighter steering radius. So they only had like a 26-degree steering, and we're at over 30 degrees of steering.
Okay.
So
better all the way around.
Better all the way around. We've been able to design the K-member from scratch. Everything's internally gusseted, so it gives you all the strength and rigidity that you need. We've got custom control arms, a 3-piece tunable sway bar, and then a dual power rack and pinion, which is going to give you, it's a low input, high output steering ratio.
It's almost like the off-road trucks, how they use like a ram assist.
Yeah, so we partnered with Sweet Manufacturing on this.
Okay.
And they have a very deep race history with off-road actually.
Oh, okay. So right there, literally
very,
right there.
Very similar. And then one thing I want to point out, when you're looking specifically at this setup here, is we went and actually was able to approve proper Ackerman. So you look at the steering angle of the tires, they're actually at different angles right now because your inner tire is on a tighter turning radius than your outer tire. That way you don't get any push or scrub from when you're making those tight turns and you're not pushing out.
Okay, that's a common problem when retrofitting older classics, that you have that scrub radius they have to deal with. You have the change in caster and camber angles. Yep. And so you want to make them turn hard, and you start almost working uphill, so to speak, because the car is fighting you.
Well, yeah, and a lot of people, when you use the term Ackerman, a lot of people don't know what it is, but a very simple explanation is when your tires are straight, and when you turn, normally, you would turn at the same angle. Well, now what Ackerman is your inside angle is a tighter angle, because now they're pivoting around one common point to get around at the same time, so they're not fighting against each other, which equates to a smoother turn.
Right.
And when we're on a track and, 1/100th of a second makes a difference, things like this help.
No doubt, no doubt. And what is that little AMD logo right there back there?
So this AMD logo, we just got awarded this. This is actually our 4th award this week for our independent rear.
Okay.
So they very graciously awarded us a Best New Product Award about an hour ago on camera, surprised me with it, so that was really cool. But what this is here is our independent rear suspension. So this shows our cantilever design, which is an overhead rocker style, where we're actually able to achieve over a 1-to-1 motion ratio. So it's better than a perfect motion ratio.
Right.
One thing that you'll notice from ours compared to some of the others is the length of our control arms. Our control arms are quite a bit longer than others.
Right.
And the reason why you do that is you're actually able to achieve the same camber curve throughout the suspension motion.
Right, I know that the longer the arms get, the less actual angle change you
Exactly.
get versus something really small. An inch is a big deal.
Yeah, and
versus
then
3 feet long, and
rocks
you move it an
more.
inch, and it's not a big
Exactly.
deal.
So that's why we did it this way. And then everything is based around a 9-inch, an aluminum housing 9-inch.
Okay.
And then it comes stock with a 1200 horsepower rated axle. But this specific chassis, because this is actually a customer's chassis that we're building at our shop, this one we've upgraded to an 1800 horsepower rated axle. And so with this, you're able to get all your tuning, your caster camber, toe, 2 inches of ride height, and everything with this. And then one little piece that might not sound like a big deal, but if you've ever driven a manual transmission car and not had a parking brake, kind of a pain in the butt sometimes, right? So within our spindle design, we actually manufactured a parking brake mechanism. So all you got to do is hook the cable system up to it.
Easy breathe. That's always a nice plus, right?
Yeah, you know, it's things about being a car guy that are pain points, right? That when we manufacture our chassis, we think about things like that. So even tow hooks, we have front and rear tow hooks already embedded into the chassis.
Right.
So that you don't have to worry about things like that.
Well, this is a marvel of engineering, and I'm really happy that you were able to help me out with this.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lot to look at. I'm like, what is this guy doing here? But
yeah.
now you're kind of painting a clear picture for me, so I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
If they need information, more information, where do they have to go?
Yeah, so Speedtech Performance on all the things, you know, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and I'm actually the one that runs our social media. So if you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out.
All right, well, I really appreciate it, Cameron.
Yeah, awesome.
I'll see you hopefully next year.
Yes, sir, we'll be here.
All right,
Thanks,
thank
guys.
you.